Nuno, thanks for your time. You're on a solid run at the moment, one defeat in 7 Premier League games. You spoke after the Aston Villa match about starting games with a faster pace, being a little bit more with it from the very beginning. What have you done in training to perhaps tweak that, change that, and improve that?
Work on some aspects that we consider that can improve, especially the beginning of the games, of the matches, trying to find the why. That is very difficult, and it requires dedication, patience at the same time. But working on that idea that we must sustain our levels of performance throughout the game, since the beginning till the end of the game, knowing that we always face very tough opponents. That you have to take in consideration. Sometimes it's not only what you are not able to do, but what your opponent forces you to do. So we've been analyzing, working with the players, and we have a new challenge on Monday. So it's always focus on the next game, trying to put in practice what you've been working on.
Let's look ahead to that next game against Liverpool. It's quite astonishing to look at what's happened to them over the course of the last few months, how they've gone from being top of the league and dominance and winning matches and scaring teams to being in a position where they are at the moment. Some will say it's a good time to play them, but is that a dangerous mentality for a squad that's got so much quality?
Exactly what we mentioned in the end. The quality, the talent, and the achievements that the club, Jurgen, and those players have done. It's amazing. And we're going to face a very talented squad, a very good team of football with a fantastic approach and idea on the game. So, like I say, every team, and not every team, everyone in life has ups and downs. It's how you react from it, how you go through that I consider is important. And Liverpool, huge admiration.
Let's look at the team news, and in particular Raul Jimenez, who's been training with the group. We've seen some pictures this week from the training session that he's got a headband on. Can you just explain a little bit about what that is, how it works, and potentially whether we could see it on a match day?
It's a protective headgear that he uses during the training sessions, something that prevents eventually any kind of contact on the skull, and is not decided well where yet if it's going to be for when he returns to competitions, if he's going to wear it. But now it's a better approach for him to be more involved inside of the training sessions, and he's doing quite well. He's improving. We still have to wait, but it's not decided yet that he's going to wear in the future. First, we have to put it back in the pitch. Then the best way to do it, and the safe way to do it.
How much of a lift has that given to you and the rest of the group to see him back in, and the fact that this piece of technology now allows him to be back in training properly with you?
It's a big lift. It's a big lift because he's a fantastic boy. And the mood that, and if you allow me to say, with all the serious situation that he's faced and the doubts that was created, he never doubted. He's always positive. He's always with a smile. He's always engaged to do things, and that by itself is a big lift when you see someone that had something so serious and is so positive about it also. Raul is amazing.
Something that's going to be happening over the course of the next week or so, as Premier League clubs are going to be contacted with regards their views on VAR when it comes to subjective decisions, and they're asked for their feedback on what they think could be improved with the VAR process. I know it's difficult to answer in a press conference in one answer because there are so many strands to VAR, but is there one thing that you think that Wolves would recommend that could potentially really enhance the way VAR is used, particularly with those subjective decisions?
We're gonna look, because it's a quite long situation, and we're gonna work on and we're gonna transmit our eventual opinions on VAR, but always with the same idea: try to make the game better, try to make the decisions fair and good for everybody. Stop speculation, stop all these things, because we have to improve. VAR has to improve. VAR has to improve. There's no doubt about it. But sorry, Mark, I cannot tell you a specific issue, but I can tell you something. Sometimes people, me, you, whatever, we try to make things to improve, and our intention is good. But sometimes it doesn't work out, and you keep pushing it, and you keep insisting it, and sometimes you don't realize that the best way is go the other way and stop it. So I don't know if I explained myself well, but we as Wolves, we will try to help.
No, I understand what you're saying, and like you say, we could sit there for hours and talk about VAR. Two final points from myself. Over the course of the last few hours, there's been a lot of speculation, and it seems that Chris Wilder's days at Sheffield United are coming to an end. How sad is it to see another Premier League manager lose his job, particularly when Chris is such a good guy and someone who's taken Sheffield United on a brilliant journey through the EFL into the Premier League, very similar to yourself?
Very sad, very sad, very sad. Very sad, very sad. Unfortunately, it's like that. It's part of the job. But big admiration for Chris, big respect. But very sad, very sad.
And finally, from me, we all know that you donated £250,000 to feed our pack and help within the local community. They've got an initiative over the course of this weekend for the game against Liverpool with virtual tickets where fans can support the club, support the initiative by buying a virtual ticket for the game on Monday. It's obviously something that's really close to your heart. You've made a huge difference to what they do and what they can achieve with the funding that you've given them. How nice is it to see fans really get behind something that is so important to you personally?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And we cannot thank them enough, because we know this that is not easy. It's a difficult moment for everybody. But there's already 1,000 being sold. We ask for more. Let's try to, because each and every penny of that will go directly to persons that need more in Wolverhampton. And believe me, there are still people, and there will be still people that need, and persons that really need a hand and a help. So, but we cannot thank enough our fans. I think £60,000 already we've been able to raise, but we have to keep on going, keep to make these helpful situations, because we'll make an impact on persons' life and families and children that now, with the situation of schools, meals, the foundation is working very, very hard and very committed to it.
Thanks so much, Nuno. All the best,
Mike. Thank you.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
Nuno, we've had a lot of negativity in the last 12 months. We all have. Do you think that the appearance of Raul Jimenez in and around the training ground, do you think it might be the lift you need at this point in the season to get some better results now?
We need much more than Raul been able to train with us. We need much more aspects inside ourselves. We need to improve the players. We need to improve our game. We need to improve many things in our game. But having everybody involved on it, it's easier. So the big lift is seeing players coming back, seeing players improving, and trying to refocus and finish strong. This is the big positive of the moment now. When we have everybody, I think we'll be better.
How much of a miss was Diogo Jota when you sold him to Liverpool from the rhythm of the side and the way everybody fitted together?
Not only Diogo, there are a lot of players that went out. So the dynamic of the group changed, dynamic of the squad changed, the dynamic of the team changes. But it's normal. Diogo, Matt, all the players that Ruben Vinagre, Leonardo, there are many things that have changed. But it's not about who is not here. It's about who is here and what we have to do to be the best team that we can be. So young players, youth, tough situation. We have situations of players that arrived to the club during the pandemic. So all the routines are different, but we are in the process. I don't like to focus on the absences. I'm more focused on who is here and what we have to do to be better.
You said in the second half against Villa, it was a much tighter performance. How do you ensure that you start on that same level against Liverpool?
What we are trying to work, and we are working on it. Then the match will come and we will see. The intention is always from minute one to be as good as possible. But don't ever forget, in front of you is another team full of talent in every Premier League match, also with the game plan and also with the ability to be better than you during some moments and spells of the game. So it's difficult.
It's very difficult against Liverpool at the moment, but how much did you learn?
It's difficult every minute in the game of the Premier League is difficult. All the matches, all the opponents, everything is very, very demanding on everybody.
What did the 4-0 defeat earlier in the season, what did that teach you about Liverpool? What mistakes would you not make again?
Didn't teach me anything. We faced a very tough opponent that was better than us in that game. The lessons that we take is from all the opponents and all the matches that we have. Now, the match in Anfield was long time ago. So many things have changed since then on both teams. It's going to be a new game, a new challenge.
And generally, what's your relationship with Jurgen Klopp like?
Very good. Very good.
Good friends? Just off the pitch, on the pitch? You always get on?
Very, very good. I think both of us, we wish to have more time to become friends. To build a friendship, it takes time. It takes spending time together. Hello, how are you? How's things? Now we don't even have the pleasure to join in our office to share a wine or a beer. Something that we enjoy so much. We don't have that chance. So it's harder. It's something that I always, when I arrived to England, that I was not used, and suddenly I was invited for the managers of the championship to join them in their offices, and I start realizing how important was that. How important was that? And it's something that we have lost. And because after a good game, a bad game, a draw, a win, or a defeat, being able to sit down in a good way and share your thoughts is something that has no price. It's a lesson of life when you meet so many and interesting managers that I have the pleasure to be with.
Maybe soon. Good luck on Monday.
Hopefully.
Cheers, Nuno.
Thank you.
Dan?
I only have the one question this morning, Nuno. What have you learnt about your players this season? Because in previous seasons, almost everything has gone well. It's been fantastic. But maybe you learn a lot more about people when you've had difficulties such as the players sold and the players injured.
Yes, I agree with you. Through tough moments, you learn more about people, because sometimes success can disguise some weaknesses. We always try to avoid that, but now when things don't go well, sometimes you cannot hide yourself. So people reveal themselves, but I'm very, very pleased with the attitude of our squad. It's amazing. They are something special as a group, and so I'm delighted. I'm delighted that we together, working shoulder to shoulder to improve is huge for us. It's huge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Hello, Nuno. Just one quick thought from me as well. You were explaining about you've been looking for the reason why sometimes in the first half of games in particular, the team seems to be not quite there, and obviously the other teams make it difficult. Did you find a common thread, a common reason that that you could go back to?
Unfortunately, not exactly. Only ideas that some things has to change. Something has to change. But finding the right one, I think no one can, because it's a game, and it can change just like that. So I'm more focused on trying to live and prepare our game and our players on action after action, react to a good action the same way that you react to a bad action, keep playing the game. So I think it's better than trying to say, okay, let's achieve this immediately. Let's go action after action. When we have the ball, when we don't have the ball, how we have to shape the organization, the reaction to the loss of the possession of the ball, how we keep the ball, our lines, how we must try to improve finish actions and not allow counter-attacks to our opponents when we are unbalanced. So we are looking at all of the game. There are so many aspects that you have to consider, and we are working on that. Like I say, Monday we have a tough one. It's a moment to see what we did was good, did it work out? Some things will not do, so we'll go for the next one until we try to reach something that is impossible to reach.
Indeed, I understand. Okay, thank you.
I think we'll finish the broadcast section there, if that's okay, please. Brett.
Thank you.